30 years. 3 decades of silence. Then, in 2024, a cold case unit in Arizona made a discovery that would shake an entire community. A girl who vanished without a trace in May 1994 had been found alive. Her name was Christina Marie Plante. She was 13 years old, and almost nobody remembers her disappearance. Star Valley, Arizona. A remote corner of Gila County nestled in the high desert, the kind of place where everybody knows everybody, where a girl's life revolves around family, school, and the things that matter to rural Arizona youth in the early 1990s. For Christina, that meant one thing above all else: her horse. On the morning of May 15, 1994, Christina left her home with a single destination in mind. She was walking to the stables, a journey she had made countless times before, a routine trip, unremarkable in every way, except she never arrived. Hours passed, then came the realization every parent fears. Christina was missing. Search parties formed, law enforcement mobilized. The machinery of a missing persons investigation cranked to life in rural Arizona. Flyers were printed, neighbors were questioned. The desert surrounding Star Valley was scoured for any sign of the girl, but something was different about this case, something that, even now, raises unsettling questions. There were almost no newspaper articles, no media blitz, no frantic appeals from desperate parents captured on television. When researchers dug through historical newspaper databases decades later, they found only 3 small missing notices, sparse announcements buried in the back pages of regional papers in 1994 and 1995. 3 notices. Then nothing. The case vanished from public consciousness almost as completely as Christina herself. For 3 decades, she remained classified as missing and endangered, a name in a database, a photograph that yellowed with age, a cold file gathering dust in some filing cabinet. The investigative machinery that had once turned for her simply stopped. But in 2024, something shifted. The Gila County Sheriff's Office Cold Case Unit reopened the investigation. They reviewed old evidence. They pursued leads that had gone dormant for 30 years. They dug deeper than anyone had in decades, and then they found her. Christina Marie Plante was alive. The relief should have been absolute. A missing girl recovered. A family reunited. A fairy tale ending in an age when most cold cases end in tragedy. But this is where the narrative becomes complicated. Officials confirmed her identity. They verified that the woman they found was indeed the 13-year-old girl who had walked away from her home on that May morning 3 decades ago. But then came an unusual request: privacy. For reasons that have never been publicly explained, authorities refused to release further details. No information about where she was found, no explanation of what happened during those missing 30 years. No statement from Christina herself, no interviews with her family, just silence. The absence of information is deafening. The very lack of answers becomes the story itself. A girl vanishes. The disappearance barely registers in local media. For 3 decades, nothing. Then suddenly she is found, alive, identified, and immediately shrouded in secrecy once more. Speculation fills the void. Did Christina run away? Was she taken? Did she somehow choose to disappear from her old life? The official statement, that privacy is being protected, suggests sensitivity around her circumstances. It suggests that the truth of what happened might be complicated in ways that deserve discretion. But it also raises haunting possibilities. 30 years is a lifetime. A 13-year-old in 1994 becomes a 43-year-old in 2024. 3 decades can transform a person entirely. It can bury a past so completely that finding one's way back becomes impossible or undesirable. Some missing persons cases end with the discovery that the missing person does not wish to be found by their past, that they have built a new life, that the girl they were is not the woman they became. That reunion would be trauma, not salvation. The absence of media coverage surrounding Christina's initial disappearance might suggest something else entirely. Perhaps her case was handled quietly from the beginning. Perhaps even in 1994 there were reasons to keep public attention minimal. Perhaps those reasons persisted for 30 years. What is certain is this: Christina Marie Plante was 13 years old on May 15, 1994. She left her home to see her horse. She did not arrive at the stables. She was missing for 30 years. In 2024, she was found. She was alive. And then the case was closed once more, this time with her identity protected and her story sealed. The cold case unit did their work. They solved the mystery of whether Christina Plante still existed in this world. They confirmed that she did. But the larger mystery remains untouched. Who was she all these years? Where did she go? How did she survive 3 decades in obscurity? What happened on that May morning that set everything in motion? Those answers, it seems, belong only to Christina now, and she has chosen or been advised to keep them to herself. All that remains is the knowledge that she is alive somewhere, moving through the world with a past that no one outside her immediate circle will ever fully understand. A girl who was missing has been found, but her story, it appears, will remain forever lost.